Hi, I'm firearms attorney Gilbert Ambler, and today I am back to talk about options that are not firearms that people are carrying for self-defense and how these objects can still potentially get you in trouble. Before we dive into this subject, if you have not yet hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, like, comment with your thoughts, and share with your friends. That way you and your friends can keep getting this important Second Amendment related information. Today I want to talk about a very, very cool product that I know many of you are adopting, and this is the Byrna-style pepperball launchers, okay? These pepperball launchers, they are considered less than lethal by many people. That's what they're often sold as. It's how they're marketed. In certain gun stores are out there selling them less than lethal pepperball launchers. How are they going to get you in trouble? Well, there's certainly ways that they can get you in trouble if you use them. That's not what we're talking about today. What we want to talk about today is your possession of these items. Because I have seen marketing campaigns out there by companies saying you can carry this in all 50 states because it is not a firearm. And they're correct about that. Generally speaking, these items, these CO2 powered pepperball launchers, don't meet the definition of a firearm. That does not mean, however, that there are not restrictions on their possession or carry, okay? And that's where I'm afraid that people are going to get themselves in trouble. So I have personally spoken with people up in Pennsylvania who say, hey, I am worried about carrying a firearm into Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania doesn't recognize my out-of-state concealed carry from, say, Virginia, and so I would want to take something for my protection. I plan to take a pepperball launcher. And the problem with this is that Pennsylvania is going to look at that pepperball launcher as an air gun. And when it comes to air guns in Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania specifically says that although there are statewide restrictions on air guns, Pennsylvania law specifically says those don't preempt local restrictions. And so unlike firearms, which the law on firearms in Pennsylvania is supposed to be statewide, uniform statewide, unlike firearms, the legislature in Pennsylvania has specifically said localities can come up with their own restrictions on air guns. And that means that as you're carrying a CO2-powered an air gun pepperball launcher through various localities in a state like Pennsylvania, you run the risk that you might be running afoul of local restrictions. So as you travel, what you need to do, and for example, Philadelphia, I am aware that Philadelphia has restrictions on the possession of air guns, the possession with intent to use air guns. So as you travel, what I don't want you doing is getting one of these air guns and assuming that because it's not a firearm, it is automatically lawful and therefore safe to carry and possess. Very cool items that sometimes you can carry places where firearms are not allowed, but I don't want you to automatically assume that. I want you to check with competent legal counsel and get some actual advice before you carry one of these items into a state or locality where you are not familiar with their laws. Because if they have restrictions on air guns, I suspect that that broad term air gun, when we actually look at the definition, is going to include a CO2-powered pepperball launcher. And if it does, you need to know what those restrictions say. Sure, it's not stopping the firearm, but it might be stopping the Byrna. As I said, not trying to take anything away from those that have adopted them. I love the idea of having something that could stop a threat and hugely decrease the lethality involved. I think it's a great idea. I'm just concerned that maybe it's not quite as easy because especially most people that have a concealed handgun permit or a license to carry firearms, that license is targeted to a firearm and does not necessarily cover the carrying of the concealed air gun. And then we've got to worry about what other restrictions might be out there. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Until next time.